I got paid yesterday, so I can either get a haircut or I can fix the car. So we're fixing the car. All right, so in the last video, we figured out that the carburetor is kind of our issue on getting this thing running. We've got fuel coming to the fuel pump, put a new fuel filter on, but our carburetor seems to have gotten some gunk in it at some point to keep us from getting it running. So with today's video, what we're trying to do is we're gonna try to return the fuel pump I bought last week since we don't need it. And if we're able to do that, I'm gonna pull the carb here. Well, I'm pulling that regardless, but we're gonna try and get a ultrasonic carb cleaner or just parts cleaner and throw the carb through that, clean it up, and then slap the carb back in later today and see if it'll work. And if you're wondering where the battery's at, I bought a battery charger last night, so it's sitting in my room right now charging, just because like I keep running it down. So I want to be able to recharge that battery whenever I'm not coming out here, because I come out here like once or twice a week. So we're pulling this sucker off, and then once that's off, we're gonna take that and the fuel pump back to town and see what we can get going. Okay, so we were able to get the carburetor off fully. It's a pretty big thing over here. Don't really understand much of it. I unplugged a whole bunch of stuff to get it off, but trying to get this piece and just whatever isn't actually like going to go in the cleaner off it, and having a little bit of trouble doing that. But once these get off, then we're gonna leave out of here and go trying to get the ultrasonic cleaner. All right, so this is about as torn down as we're gonna be able to get it. I don't know how to get this off, so I think we're just gonna take it like this to get cleaned. It's gonna be kind of sucky because there's just electrical connector, but if I don't know how else to get it off. Got the gaskets off though. Top one seems all right. Bottom one was completely screwed. So I'm gonna go ahead, put all the tools up, and then we're gonna head to the store, try to get what we need, and get lunch, and we'll get back to this. All right, we stopped to get lunch before going and get some parts. I didn't record my voice in here because my roommate was in the room, but that's the box that the ultrasonic cleaner was in. There's the carb, and here we go. All right, it's dark out now. I'm about to run back to the storage unit. I'm gonna pick up the gloves and some paper towels. I'm gonna actually have to tear down the carburetor tonight, or try to at least, and try getting it soaking in some stuff, and then I'm gonna clean it up in the morning. That ultrasonic parts cleaner was too small, so we can't use that, so I'm actually gonna try and soak it in some stuff and clean it that way, and then learn how to rebuild a carburetor. So it's definitely the harder way to do it, but we're gonna see what happens and how it goes. So I need to run over there right now because the unit's gonna close in about 30 minutes. So I have to boogie over there and make sure I get my stuff before I get locked out. And then I'm gonna try to tear down the carburetor tonight and then return the parts cleaner in the morning. Gotta get on the road now, so let's get to it. Towels, carbon choke cleaner, gloves, and I'm probably gonna try and pick up the bolts as well. And then we're headed back out. We gotta get out of here because they're about to close. Off to Walmart to get the rest of the supplies. All right, roommate's not here for a split second, so I can show you this. Carburetor's in here, got all the stuff, and including some body soap because I needed that because I ran out. Here is the room. Boom. I have my battery charging right there. It literally started like having battery acid fall out of it, so I unhooked it super quick and ran it back to my truck. We're gonna try to break this down and clean it tonight. I think I'm gonna shower, and then I'll go out, grab my stuff, and try to tear this down tonight. And then after that, go to bed. Tomorrow, we'll be back at the car. All right, so I tried getting a time lapse earlier, but I don't think it went through. But I've got the carb pretty disassembled here. Only thing I can't get out of it is the floats, and then I can't get this disconnected from like the throttle. But I'm looking at online is not being helpful. It's making me feel like I'm extremely incompetent, and by messing with this myself, I am leading to more issues than good. They're like rusty and crusty. They need work. The whole thing is very dirty. so it won't hurt it to clean it. Do I know if that's gonna solve my problem? But if it doesn't, that's all right. We got other stuff we can work on, and while we're doing that, I can wait on a carburetor if I have to. And just like that, I've got all the pine sol and water in mixture in the bucket, and it's already soaking in there. As you can see, stuff's already coming out just from like me pouring water on it, but it's soaking pretty good. It's not fully covering it, but I didn't want to dilute the stuff too much because this bucket's a little larger. It wasn't really covering everything. So we're gonna let this sit until I wake up in the morning, and then we will get back to it and start scrubbing it and putting it back together. So this is where I'm going to go to bed. All right, everyone, good morning. It is like 10:30-ish. We've had this soaking overnight. As you can see, it's a little darker. So I think it worked, but it's obviously gonna need a ton of scrubbing. So plan right now is I think I'm gonna go run and grab breakfast. And then after I eat breakfast, we're gonna go to the back of my truck and start cleaning this out. All right, everybody, welcome to my workshop. This is the battery, should be fully charged now, and that is the carburetor. So what I'm gonna do is right here, start getting to it and get cleaning. All right, so after about an hour of cleaning, here is what we're looking at. We used a good bit of carb clean as well to try and get these areas that need it way cleaner. Outside, as you can see, is definitely better, but still kind of dirty. Definitely not brand new looking, but I cleaned everything about as best as I know how to. So next part is going to be trying to reassemble, which if you can tell, there's more parts on the table than what I started with because some stuff fell out. So I have no idea where those things came from, but we're gonna give it a shot and trying to put it back together. All right, so we're making it through and kind of back together here. I'm putting this sucker in, and there's a spring that fell out, which I'm assuming goes there, which this then goes on top of. But then when this is all hooked up, I can't really press this one because it really won't depress the spring based off this. But I don't know where else it could go. So when I get this all back together, if it doesn't run, it's my fault. And that was the reason, potentially. But let's give it a shot. All right, by the looks of things, one might say that I rebuilt the carburetor, but by the feel of things, I'm not confident. This plate is bending because wherever I put that, I think where I put that spring, it's not letting this plate go down fully solid. Plus, that fell out, which I would have to retake apart the whole thing to put it back where I had it, which I now know probably wasn't the place since it fell out again. Also, here's what the water looks like now after cleaning it. So it was a little dirty, but I don't know, might as well still throw it in, give it a shot, see if it works. All right, we're made it to the car. We got the carburetor here. We're gonna try to put everything back together now and remember where all the lines went up with each other. Got another gasket for the throttle body as well, so let's give it a go. All right, we've got the battery back in. I went ahead and hooked up the old fuel line back to the mechanical fuel pump and took out that new one that we had here just because I didn't have time to plumb it right now because we're running out of daylight. Carburetor is hooked on for the most part, and as you can see, it is the cleanest dang thing in this engine bay. It's still far from clean, but it is way cleaner than everything else, but that doesn't mean it's going to work right. I don't know if I have faith in myself, but everything should be hooked up as best as possible on it. All vacuum lines are ran except for one thing, this little guy. I forgot to add him back on, and those 3 screws hold that in there, so hopefully that's not crucial to get this thing going. But really, we're running out of daylight, so I'm going to give it a shot, see if it works. If not, could chalk it up to that, could chalk it up to the rebuild. I'm not sure, but battery's hooked. Everything should be going. I'm going to spray it, see if it'll run. Let me give it a shot.
Try again.
Okay, so as expected, it didn't work. I need to get a new carburetor. We didn't ever check if the gas tank was good. So, carb, definitely need a new one. Definitely going to be doing that. And we'll start working underneath it to get the other stuff done. And then we'll pull this off and throw that back on the charger for the next week because don't want it to die. So, that's it. And we'll be back in next week.